What's up, guys? My name is Yugioh, and I first want to apologize for the sound, and second I want to give a quick shout out to What the Blog Gaming. They kind of inspired me to make this video with one they posted just today on Monarchs, and just from the perspective of a player, they talk about how crazy their effects are, and that actually got me thinking back to something I've been saying for about a month now about the Yu-Gi-Oh meta, and how the costs don't really apply. And I'm going to quick set a background for the thoughts I've been having that kind of brought me to these conclusions. And maybe you've already had them, maybe they're kind of duh, but I want you to let me know what you think as I'm kind of going through this. So whenever you have a thought, just put it down in the comments below, let me know what you think. First, I want to quick go into the most simplistic version. I pay a cost for you to give me goods and services, whether it to be to repave my driveway, whether or not we're trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or if I'm trying to pay a hospital bill, you know, or buy a snack. You know, there is always a cost involved with doing anything. That's how economies work. So with that being said, I want to point to a card called Solemn Warning. It's a very stable card. Everybody knows this card. It's a counter trap. You pay 2,000 life points to negate a normal summon or the effect to special summon. That is a significant cost to do a significant thing. 2,000 life points is a somewhat significant cost depending on the deck. Maybe I'm playing a long-term deck like DDDs, they can just kind of regain that life points back right away, but that is something I still have to question because that does put me at risk. There is a high risk, potentially very high reward. However, in the current Yu-Gi-Oh meta, you have Monarchs, BAPK, Cosmos. For an example from a previous meta, you had Klees. Their biggest problem, why people complained all the time, was Scout. Scout was 800 life points, you search out another Klee for it. Nobody ever had to think about paying that cost. That was not a question, you just did it. Granted, that was also because it was mainly what made the deck run, but at the same time, you did not have to think about, do I want to do this turn, or would it be even valuable for me to wait to pay that cost where I know I'll get a better return on that cost? No, it is a guaranteed good thing for the deck. Right now in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have Cosmos paying insignificant amount of life points to do more than just search. Far more than just search. You have things like Cosmo Tin Can, pay 500 life points, and you search a card and put 2 in your grave. Graceful Charity, ring any bells? But I'm not just peeved because some of these effects are essentially banned. I'm peeved because you don't have to think about playing it. Back in the old days of Yu-Gi-Oh, when Graceful Charity was still out, when Pot of Greed wasn't banned, you still didn't have to think about these things, but you still had to think about how you were playing, using these things. You still had to think about the game, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm kind of romanticizing the old version of the game, which I never really played. That is entirely possible. But right now it seems, this is how I see it, you have these incredibly good decks whose risks do not match the rewards. And I play one of these decks. I'm trying to build Performal Pals. You know, I'm not claiming innocence. I'm not saying, oh, these decks shouldn't exist and no one should ever play them. This risk to reward system, these thought processes that should be going into designing these cards, I'm not seeing. And maybe it's because I haven't played all of these decks. I haven't played Cosmos yet. I play Monarchs. And they are absolutely fucking insane. Here's my question to you. Do you think that the costs to reward system is a legitimate way to think about these cards? Or do you think there's another way to analyze the Yu-Gi-Oh meta that kind of justifies where it's at? Because from here, from where I'm coming from right now, it does not seem justified. And those are kind of the thoughts I've had over a little while. This was a very long video, and I do thank those of you who stayed to the end. I'm in the last week of actual classes. Next week is finals. I may get a video out, I may not. But this is something I actually really wanted to post. So let me know what you guys think. I look forward to reading your comments and responding. It's always a good time. So I will see you guys later.